Alright, today we're going to begin activity 1.5.5, the pegboard toy. This is the finished product here. Don't worry, it's going to take you a little bit longer than one lesson to complete this, but I thought I'd show you what the finished product would look like. Here you have the mallet, a round peg, triangle peg, and a square peg into the pegboard toy. And of course, when you're a little kid, you may play with something like this where the peg gets hammered down through the hole there. And we're going to show you how to build this today. So the first thing we want to do before we even start making anything is we want to make sure we have a folder to save all of this stuff into. So come down here to the bottom of your screen and select your folder icon. It's next to the E for Internet Explorer. And we're going to go over here to the computer. If you don't see anything under computer, just hit that arrow beside it. Click on your name, your network drive. Most of you have a PLTW folder. If you do, that's where you're going to save things. If you don't have a PLTW folder, just make a new folder and call it Pegboard. You can click New Folder right here to make a new one. Type in the name of your folder right there, and it will save that for you. I'll delete that extra folder since I don't need one. I've already got a Pegboard folder right here. So you're going to save everything in this folder. It'll help keep things organized, and when you're making an assembly file where you put things together, they all have to be in the same location. So putting them all in a folder makes a lot of sense. Again, if you haven't made a folder already, new folder up here and call it Pegboard. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, we're going to make a new file. So select New, and we're going to go to Standard Part, standard.ipt. In this first video, we're going to make the 3 pegs. Okay, so those are the easy things to make here. I'm going to pass around a sheet so you can look at these too if you'd like, but the dimensions for these pegs are pretty simple. And the first one is a 1 inch in diameter, 3 inch long circle. So I'm going to click here, the X and Y plane. I'm going to make a circle. It says my diameter is 1 inch, so the width of this circle is 1 inch across. 1, enter, finish that up, and then it's going to be 3 inches long. So I extrude that 3 inches, and we end up with something like that. Now, of course, you can color this if you want. I recommend you color it. It makes it look a little better. So just highlight your piece over here, change your color up here. I'm going to go with a red piece here, red round peg. And that's all we have to do with this first one. Save it as round peg. Make sure you put that in your network drive. So under computer, find your name with a $sign. And I'm going to find my pegboard folder. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Pegboard folder. Double click on that, and I'm going to call this round peg. Okay. Since this is a new one, I'm going to call it Round Peg 16 for this class. Hit save, and that's all there is to that. So I can close this piece out, or I might just leave it open for now. Go ahead and hit New, make you a new piece. This time we're going to make a square, and the square is going to be 1 inch by 1 inch, extruded 3 inches long. So go to my rectangle, and this is 1 by 1, and enter. There's my 1 by 1 square. I finish that up, and I extrude it 3 inches. I hit enter, and there we go. There's my square peg. I'm going to color that one. Go with a blue for this one. Scroll up here. Here's a blue. Looks good. Save this as. See, it should still be in the pegboard folder. Call this one Square Peg. Square Peg 16. And I'm going to close that one out and the round peg. And see my other peg here is the square peg. Alright, so I'm going to make a new, or triangle peg, excuse me, new standard part. Now the triangle peg is one a little bit different. Turn it over here, make sure I got the right dimensions. Alright, the triangular peg, we're going to draw on the X and Y plane again. This time we're going to choose polygon, and we're going to type a 3 in this box. It defaults to 6, so change that to a 3, but don't close this box out. Click your center point. I'm going to drag straight up, draw my triangle, click, and there's our triangle. But we have to dimension this triangle, because unlike the circle and the square, it doesn't give us a dimension. We have to put that in there. So we're going to dimension it with a height of 1 inch. So we're going to click dimension, click the top point and the bottom line, click and make that 1 inch tall. Finish that, and it says to make it 3 inches long. So we're going to extrude it 3 inches. Oops. I hit enter on that. So I'm going to hit edit feature, change that to 3. And there's our 3 inch triangle. Make that one green. I'll change this up here to green. I don't really like that green. Find a better green here. Here's a dark green. I like that one a little better. Alright. Save as. And I'm going to call this triangle peg, if I can find that. So I have to type it again. Triangle peg 16, and hit save. So there are 3 main peg pieces. That's it for this video. Be sure to watch the next one to make the peg board and the peg legs.